Hello, everybody. This is gonna be a story time about today. Well, when you're gonna see this, it's gonna be like maybe a week ago or something. Anyways, so yes, some interesting things have like happened with my school. Yes, and I think it's very important that we address this. So, anyways, my name is Emma, and I'm 17 years old, and thank you for joining my YouTube video. Anyways, so first of all, we're going to talk about the contact person I got from the school. We get this contact person that we text when we are sick and all of that stuff. I talked about it in my previous video. Actually, there was like a short version which today just got added even more on the list because I got expelled. Yay! And I don't think it's very fair what happened because that's why I'm making a story time. So yeah. So I get this contact person, yeah, who's really bad and doesn't get me and she just doesn't understand me. So I want a new contact person, obviously, so I request a new contact person. And they were like, of course we're gonna look at it and all of this stuff. And if we look a week back maybe or two, Um, I this contact person has stressed me out so much that I fainted at the school. I fainted at the school. Um, so today we had a meeting. Today we had a meeting. Yes. So we get into the meeting and we sit there. Obviously, we are talking. Yeah. And well, no, I didn't talk. I had my contact person from I think it's called social services or something. I don't know. Which is someone who helps me with getting out and my social anxiety and all of this stuff. Yes, just like a social helper or something. Um, and my mom is there, right? So right before the meeting, we talked about the things that needed to be said, the things that I felt, the reasons, all of this stuff, and and yeah, because they're kind of like when you need a lawyer, they can lawyer, lawyer they can use everything you say against you. So I couldn't take that on me as someone who's really sensitive and want to please everybody, quite literally. So I talked to them about the things that need to be said and all of this. So I just sat in the middle of them and I drew like on a paper for like an hour or something while they talked. And it was I thought it was about that I had needed a new contact person and I needed to like explain why I wanted a new contact person and all of this stuff. So we sit there and we talk and then they're like, we don't think we can have you at the school anymore. And I was like, what the fuck? Why not? And they were like, well, I didn't say that. I thought it. And my sorry, my mom got like kind of angry, like obviously because the school promised me that they would take care of me and keep me safe and all of that stuff. Um, so yeah, and there was no warning. Usually you get a warning before you get expelled or do something like you get a warning. I didn't. I was told, well, it's possible that you could get a new contact person. We just need to talk about it first. And now I get expelled because the reasons they came up with was I fainted. I struggled too much, which is something they caused. I had gotten better from my depression and PTSD and all of this stuff. And then this contact person triggered me. Um and then they said we can't do anything about it when I quite literally explained to them, give me a new contact person and yeah, and I'll be better. I will come more to school. because the next thing they used was my absence. I had 40% absence in 6 months. Obviously, because when I first came, I was ill. I was still a bit ill when I first came to the school. And then I got better. My social skills got better. My education wise intelligence got better. And all of this stuff. And yeah, it was just going so well. Like, and then this contact person, she begins texting me in my free time and all of this stuff about how she misses me, hearts and stuff, and all of this inappropriate stuff for teachers to send their students. And that made me really uncomfortable and made me feel like I was responsible for her emotions, which I'm not, because she's a teacher and I'm the student. um, but I also found out that they talk about us students in the teachers' lounge when they have breaks. So, yeah, I don't trust them, and I haven't done in a long time after I figured that out. Um, and I also wanted, like, that was the only reasons they expelled me. Those I said. I don't think that's enough, but clearly it is somehow. Um, they were so immature too. Like, oh my god. Imagine 30 to 40-year olds sit, like there were three at the table that wasn't my contact person from social services and my mom. The other three was my contact person on the school, my the leader of the class, I don't know what's that called, the principal of the class, like, and then my education council thing, who helps me with my education, you know. And they're all between, like, from the school, they're between 30 to 40, and they were like, they wouldn't let my mom speak, or my contact person from social service, like, they wouldn't let them speak at all. Like, they kept interrupting, and they didn't want to, like, take responsibility for their actions. They wouldn't listen to that it was their fault I was struggling so much. They wouldn't hear it, like, what the fuck. And like they literally they talk down to my mom and my contact person, like, I didn't like that, but I didn't say anything because they would just use it against me. I didn't even look at them until after the meeting. I looked the contact person who, like, ruined me from the school. I looked her in the eyes and I began crying because how can they do that stuff? Like, what the fuck? um and like, the text I explained before, it was things like, I miss you and stuff. And then there was one text, like, a few months back, that really, what the fuck? Because you know how women get periods? Yeah. So, yeah, I get these really bad period cramps. I explained this in the other video too. You can check that out if you want to. It's the video just down below this one. So, yes. Um, she texted me. No, sorry. I was about to leave. I woke up. I got ready to go. 5 minutes before I go out that door, I get the worst period cramps in my lifetime. I couldn't walk at all. Like, yeah. So, and I have to Kim. I have a very long walk before I get to the bus stop. So yeah, you can probably see that for yourself why I couldn't go to school that day. Um, and then I come to school a week later, and one of my friends is like, you know, your contact person said that at least you could come while the pills work. Like, what the fuck? Like, she wouldn't. She was like, she texted me back after that message, like, that you are really sick because of that. Like, what? She's a woman, by the way. She should understand that. Um, yeah, like, what the fuck? And that's not even all of it. Like, I could, if I should explain it all, it would have been a very long video. But I have to fit this in 15 to 20 minutes. So yes. Anyways, and we found out this isn't the first time this has happened to a student. No, it has happened a lot of times before. And yeah, they talk down to a lot of the students because many of the students that goes to the school I went to called FGU, they struggle with depression, eating disorders, whatever, struggle with something. And not all of them has parents. Many of them lives in care homes or doesn't have that support from their parents, or are just grown ups. So they use that. The school uses that against them. Like, you don't have anyone to go to, so we can treat you however we want to. That's basically what it's like going there. They didn't expect me to have anyone. Like, in the meeting, the contact person was like, I haven't texted her that and all that. Where my mom looked at her and said, I've read the text. And she didn't know what to say. She got all defensive and stuff, and that's when she didn't want to let us talk and explain ourselves. It was all about how I was wrong, how I did everything wrong, and I took full responsibility for everything. I could be better at concentrating. I could be better at not, like, interrupting the class or walking out of the class. I was working on that, right? I was working on those things, but they wouldn't listen at the things they were doing. Like, they wouldn't take responsibility. I think it's incredible how I can be more responsible than 30 to 40-year-old women. That doesn't really make sense. And then they literally said, you could come back in 3 months after you got treatment. What the fuck? I'm sorry, what? Come again? Like, what? What the fuck? It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you think I would come back to the school after you said those things about me? Like, you triggered those things. Take responsibility and fix them. I told you how you could fix them. Give me a new contact person, and I promise you it would all have been better. I should I would make sure that I got better on the rest parts because that's what I'm responsible for. Their responsibility is to make sure I'm safe at the school, which I didn't feel like. And I told them, and they wouldn't do anything about it. What the fuck? Yeah, right. That's what happened in that meeting, by the way. And like the other students too, I texted them and they were angry. Like, that makes sense. At my boyfriend, yeah, he also, yeah, he didn't like that either because obviously that's where we met. We go to the same class. So tell me why they would do that. Like, they they have told, like, I was told the school had very good reviews when I first began going to the school. Um, but they don't. The social life at the school is very good. The teachers aren't. Like, they aren't really. Um, the other students have been talked down to a lot, and I figured that out very quickly because I wasn't the only one. I was swearing constantly about all of this stuff to my friends, and yeah. And I can tell you that most people in my life was angry after hearing this because, first of all, they don't have enough reasons to kick me out. They don't. They have no good reasons either. No, not good enough reasons. That's all for this video, and thank you for watching me basically swearing and yapping about how unfair I've been treated. And write in the comments if you want a more detailed video or videos like this, or if you have any video ideas. I would love that. I hope you want to like and subscribe and follow me on this mental health journey and life journey, basically. Um, and yeah, I love you. Bye.